Well, hey everybody, the Open Championships are done, and I figured this would be a cool video to make. The patterns were released, and just watching the videos, just kind of going back and reflecting of what I should have done, what I shouldn't have done. I thought this would be kind of cool to kind of walk you through what I was thinking during that time. All right, so I decided to start off with the Ion Pro. The pattern is 39 feet, 2-to-1 ratio, so pretty flat across the way. But I hit right at 15, 16 at the arrows, and it would come up high. So it looked like the break point was about 8 or 9 down lane. I think overall, the same story continued over the weekend for me, and I had a little bit of back issues, injury going on, but it's just an excuse for poor execution over the weekend. You can see here that I just completely yanked my makeable spare for the 10 pin, but that was kind of it. I just didn't have great execution all weekend, but yeah, I went with the Ion Pro to start. I don't have a huge rev rate, so typically when I'm in high volume sport patterns like these, I usually like to move up quite a bit, slow the ball speed down, and just try to work the shot. So here I was able to get it a little right, ended up with a nice shot there, but I realized that if I get it around 12, 13 at the arrows, and then out to about 8 or 9, then that was kind of it. But as usually is with nationals, it's a pretty tight line, so you got to be able to hit your mark, do it consistently, shot after shot in order to score well. So here I decided to switch to my original Magenta idle. Now this idle is it's pinned down. I typically have it when I come out here to Nationals at 500 grit. I don't have a urethane ball, so that's kind of the closest thing that I use to it. Now you can see there I just completely missed my mark. I mean, I left it out there, and again, you can't do that in Nationals. But I know why I made the move to this ball. It doesn't have a whole lot of movement. It really kind of a down and in look for me. It's a way for me to just kind of keep it right there in front of me. And like I said, it doesn't move, just like a urethane ball. It's really just it just gives me that nice down and in shot. But It looks like I abandoned that really quickly, and then I went right back to the Ion Pro. Like I said, lane 6, I had a better look than I did on lane 5, and then of course that strike just made me think, I'm gonna put it away. I probably should have stayed with it just because to give myself a little bit better, a little bit better muted reaction down lane. But apparently I stuck with the Ion Pro. Yeah, so here we go again. Just a 4-pin, easy makeable spare. And then, of course, I just blew right past it. I think that's 3 spares now that I've missed that, easily make it an easy 2-0 game. And then here, of course, it goes high again on lane 5. I probably missed left, maybe a board or so. Maybe the speed was a little slow, but yeah, that was just a consistent reaction on lane 5. It hooked just a little bit more than 6 for me. All right, so here we are, game number 2. And I switched to the attention star. So the idea that I had was if the Ion was moving in the mid lane, that I could move a couple, like a 2-and-1 left, take the attention star, which is a lot cleaner, but still get the reaction off the back. So I tried it in on this frame on lane 6, and it really jumped off the spot. I do end up picking up my spare here, which, as I said before, was a very hard thing for me to do over the weekend. But hey, good job, Joseph. You picked up your easy spare. But here on lane 5, I didn't make a good shot, but you can see me already moving a little left at my feet. And then the ball crosses just a little left of 15. So it probably hits like 16, 17. But again, I gave it a little tug. Wasn't a good shot, but you can just tell that, it just kept going. Same kind of reaction as the Ion Pro. I just didn't get it right enough. So here, I went completely just, I wouldn't say off the rails, but completely took out the blind ball change. Just something to just try to see if I could find something with a better reaction. I brought out an old RST X1. It's got a higher RG. It's going to go a little bit longer. Evens at the box finish, which is at 2,000 grid. I tried it on lane 6. Obviously, you can see it going too high. Grab the mid lane immediately. Hit down the tracers. Lane 5 here. You're going to see again where I'm pretty far left from where I'm standing. I'm hitting, I think at that part there I hit probably 18, 19 at the arrows, and it just hit the mid lane, and it just did not get down to the, to past the mid lane. It grabbed it immediately right there. So that wasn't the ball for me. I ended up taking out the Ion Pro, I think right here on my spare, gave it another strike shot, and then sure enough, it went a little long, and it proved to be, again, the ball that I should have saved. Okay, I'm not sure what frame I'm on at this point, but in my view, the game is pretty much already gone. So I'm really just trying to set myself up for game 3. But I take out the idle. I hit my mark. It looks really good going down the lane, meaning it didn't overreact. Not a lot of over/under. You can see I'm already a little bit left from where we started, so I'm hitting, about 17-ish at the arrows. Looking at the video now, I'm thinking, okay, that's a good reaction. I can handle that. Doesn't move in the back, and that's kind of what I wanted, just to be really mute. I hit the spare, phenomenal spare there. I mean, yeah, look at that, showing my muscles. I got so lucky on that one, but yeah, I should have stayed with it. On that one, I got the reaction that I think I was really looking for, meaning it wasn't real skid flippy, right? Not like a hockey stick. It's just really smooth. That's really controllable. So I take it again here on lane 6. Lane 6 has been kind of the better lane for me, but again, I tug it left aboard and it goes up the nose. So here I am sticking with it again. Hit my mark, great. I moved up a little bit to slow it down just because, again, the last shot that I had on lane 5, I think I threw it too hard and it just didn't have a chance to recover. And then this is what happens, is that I slowed it down and I get there and it overreacts and it goes up the nose. So this is, I think, what I was really fighting all day was, do I move it back? I mean, technically I probably should have moved right and stayed with the same speed, but again, at the time, I'm thinking, hey, I just need to slow it down. I'm already got the right line. I've got the right ball. Let me slow it down and let it turn the corner. And then, sure enough, it just jumps, right off the spot. Lane 6, I push it right by a couple of boards, and that ball is not going to have the reaction that some of the other ones had. So as long as I kept it, again, right in the area, hit my mark, then I was good. But if I missed right, that ball doesn't recover like the other ones. Like I said, it's pinned down. It's not really meant to move a whole lot. So I'm just fishing around, and I'm almost completely lost at this point. I'm so close, yet I'm so far away, just trying to hit the pocket. All right, game number 3. At this point, got 160, 150. My tournament is pretty much over as far as team is concerned. Obviously, I still have doubles and singles left for on Sunday, but my team is pretty much shot. So I decided to take out the Ion Max and say, hey, you know what? Why not? Let me just see. I got nothing to lose at this point. I was actually quite surprised watching the video as to why I didn't break it out earlier. I think I know why. It's because in practice I felt like it was too strong, but I was going pretty straight up with it, like up the track, and I never really thought about using it in the middle part of the lane, just because I thought that it's at, I think it's at 1500 grit, but I throw it here, I shape it, I'm like, oh my goodness, where did that come from? I slowed it down. I mean, it's a slow ball, so I'm not sure why I didn't think about it at the very beginning. Good shot from Aaron there. You can see my amazement. Got that thing out there. I believe it's a 78U or something like that he was throwing. Again, hit my mark, goes down there, glides, boom. Like, just where was that the whole day? Yeah, I mean, it looks so good. I mean, obviously we've beaten up the middle a little bit, where I'm getting some, good shot, Chris. I'm getting some reactions, but yeah, I mean, it's looking good. It's so big, it's floating down there, and if I hit the mark, move left a little bit, then it looks like it was a good ball choice. So, but anyways, nationals are tough. They really make you figure out, what to do really quickly. You get punished for not hitting your mark, and then when you do hit your mark, no, it's not always a guaranteed strike. No, you're having to look at how to shape your shots, where you're moving. I mean, I hit, I don't know, 12 at the arrows, and I was so far left. There's no way that thing was coming back. But again, Nationals, what it does, it just makes you really just you got to know your arsenal. You got to know what your ball's going to do on what type of condition. These conditions are super hard, especially to us average, league bowlers. Only bowl 1 or 2 nights a week. Extremely difficult. But yeah, this is definitely my worst performance ever for Nationals. I felt pretty good coming into the tournament because I had just bowled the True Amateur Tournament a month before, made the cut, cashed. But yeah, it was pretty tough. Yeah, so slow reaction, right up the middle. Just I just needed more speed on it. But absolutely ridiculous that these guys think that I'm going to miss the 5-pin. How dare they lift their hands in the air. Yeah, put them down. Put them all down. Alright, so I'm getting close to the end here. I'm pretty tired. I'm mentally just checked out. Kudos to me for sticking with the Ion Max, but I mean I missed, I don't know, I hit probably 20 at the arrows. You can obviously see my frustration that was not able to get the ball out to the right towards the third arrow. So, not a good day for me. And then there, look at that, it just skates right by it. Wasn't a good day for me on the lanes. Obviously there I'm taking my Ion back just because at that point I've just pretty much just had it. Throw the white flag in the air. I'm back on the Ion Pro. I move right, or I move left, excuse me, missed right, just to recap just how I'm feeling. I think I mentioned that I think I have my thumb, my extra thumb in my pocket. I hit it on the way back, but either way, tough day on the lanes. Nationals is always difficult, and it's not for the faint of heart. But we do it every year, and it's always good to come out and hang out with those guys. On this pair, we've got some of my buddies from South Dakota. We've got Arkansas there. My dad bowled with me right there in the hat, so that was always a good experience to be with him. You guys have seen Billy in some of my other videos. So to the right of us, we had some teams from El Paso. We had some from Chicago. So it's always a good time, being on the lanes at Nationals. But overall, this year was not my best by any means. It was pretty awful. But hey, it was good to hang out with those guys. True test of skill. But we are not going back for Reno. We're going to skip a year. But yeah, so that's it.